I grew up Jewish. And I don't mean Hebrew Israelite. I mean my father converted us to Judaism when I was about 6, between the ages of 6 and 12.
Before you is the next Jew, I came across this video on TikTok on my For You page, and I said, why not share this video with you? So this girl here is the next Jew. She was converted to Judaism when she was young. So, and she's giving her thoughts on what she knows about the Israel and Palestine conflict, you know. And right now I'll let you listen to what she has to say. The reason I brought this video is because she was taught the things. She knows what she's talking about, and yeah, she lived what she's talking about, you know, right now. And I love when people speak out of experience, you know. And yeah, if you are looking for the truth, if you are seeking, if you're looking, maybe conducting a research, or you are looking for something, you know, you might find some answers right here. And yeah, it can also guide your research, or just for curiosity, it might help you, you know. Just listen to what she has to say. Just don't forget to also leave your thoughts in the comment section. I will appreciate to read from you. And also remember that you don't propagate any kind of hate here. We are loving people, and we are making the world a better society to live in. Kindly keep your comment instructive. This is an educational channel. I appreciate. Let me let you listen to her.
12. And I went to synagogue. My rabbi was ethnically Jewish as well. His name was Rabbi Moshe. We went to a very diverse synagogue. I'm from Miami, Florida. I'm Caribbean descent. So it was a mix of every Caribbean, every Latino, Dominican. It's a full house of ethnic diversity. My father wanted me to have a bat mitzvah. We went to every holiday, celebrated Pesach, celebrated Hanukkah. My favorite thing to do was blow the shofar and spin dreidels. I was a little Jewish, Caribbean Jewish pygmy. Father identifies himself as a man of the Torah, and he is a hardcore Jew. He makes jokes about it, and he sends me videos of the prayer. I can even pray I could pray specific Hebrew prayers. I can't remember all of it, but that was an interesting time in my life. I hated it because it felt restrictive. It's created this level of disillusion in me with everything going on. And I remember my father explaining to me how Israel, they're not good people. They're a colonial state. The Israelis are not even the indigenous Israelis. Keep in mind, Britain shipped European Jews to that region in the early 1900s. And oppressed people came to this region and did their own form of oppression, which is where we have to go back to the conversation of the structural dysfunctions within the European state of mind. We somehow seem to dysfunct into these states of needing to claim power through their toxic idealism. I am a true believer that xenophobia is a psychological illness, a psychological dysfunction that need to subject someone due to phenotypical differences, religious differences, spiritual differences, cultural differences. And I'm now at this point where I'm split. I'm in the Western world. I'm living the Western life. I'm doing the American thing, barely making it, subverting our consciousness, living under a minimum wage, while simultaneously watching them commit genocide to ensue a nationalist identity of whiteness through the lens of Judaism. Now, I watched a video saying that one of the reasons why they're also doing this is because of a canal. I would love for everyone to comment about that. But they're trying to build a canal, and that the canal that separates Egypt from, I think, the Middle East, it makes $9 billion a year. So they're trying to take that part of the land and create another canal. Israel, France, Britain, and the US is all in on it. It feels like it's too late. They have the monopoly on violence because of their weaponry. We funded the corporations, which the corporations funded the development of weaponry, which allowed the development of monopoly on violence. It's very simple. It's a very simple succession. And if we don't acknowledge these things, we are going to continue to live in the cycle, because guess what? As soon as we click off our TikTok pages, we are going back out here and funding the corporations through consuming their medicine, through consuming their food, through consuming their technology. And it's like, on one level, it's very hard to stray away from these corporations because they've monopolized basic resources. But collectively, if we ever want to redirect the narrative, one, we need to elect a new billionaire. That's my new narrative, and I'm gonna post a video about that. Two, we need to redirect the dollar. And three, we need to acknowledge the powerhouse that TikTok gave us. We are now the manufacturers. We can redirect a large portion of funding. Now, it's hard. I keep going back to the thought process. It's a little too late. They got the monopoly on violence. Their weaponry is out of this world. How are we going to defeat someone who's willing to shoot you for just standing and existing? Willing to torture you for just breathing? How do you really combat that? But if there's a will, there's a way. So I'm asking everyone to really, really put this into your narrative, into your conceptualization. And this applies to me too, because I'm not absolved from it. I do my best to stay away from certain corporations. McDonald's, I don't even eat that for health reasons. That's literally the number one reason why they got us locked up now, mentally and emotionally. But McDonald's, Starbucks, like, that's the basis you can do. And if you can't, I don't want to see you coming on here rapping about Palestine or any other genocide that's happening right now. When this came up, it added a different layer of like, wow, I really hate you, God. I really fucking hate you. And I know that's a lot. Shout out to the Muslims for their unwavering faith. For those who are really practicing unwavering faith right now, is insane. But I think the number one important thing for everyone to do is to keep the Palestinians' history in your mouth. We have to maintain, because what is happening is that they're trying to eradicate any identity. This is not a land conflict issue. They're trying to eradicate the nature, the history. They're bombing cemeteries, y'all. This isn't just move over. This is like, we don't want your kind on this planet to ever be acknowledged. So the very first thing we can do is to make sure that we make our time and effort to really learn and keep the Palestinian history alive. But until we figure out how to really really shift the narrative of these billionaire corporations, xenophobic leaders, let's just start there. No, because it's worse than we think. Watching Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson condemn the acts of Israel for the genocide they're committing really, really changed my brain chemistry. Because now you really have to question, what and who are we dealing with? At this point, if you have not heard about the Ben Gurion Canal, you should really go look that up. And the fact that Gaza is sitting on a lot of oil. The US, France, Britain, Israel, they're all in on it. They're trying to take the land to create a new canal, because there is a canal between Egypt and I believe, I'm not sure what the other country is, that makes $9 billion a year. So the colonial states are trying to create another canal not too far from it to try and capitalize off of that $9 billion. For a hot minute, I've been saying conservatives don't get it. Conservatives only see within their own narrative. For a hot minute, I've been saying this. Conservatives have been sold the American dream so hard that they set themselves up to misunderstand the narrative of the entire nation. And I would know this because one of the types of men that I attract the most is conservative men. And I tell you, I attract them for a reason. They need healing. They desperately want healing until they realize that, hey, she comes with stipulations that I don't believe in, because my entire sense of identity is built off of obtaining resources through the subjugation of the unseen. Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson are a central powerhouse to American conservatism to date. they are the leading voices in that political identity. But I guarantee you that they will still refuse to see the bigger narrative, even though they're saying it. And that's the crazy part, because again, they're so far up the American mentality of pick yourself up by the bootstraps. They don't understand how there is a separation of powers, right? To where they want the people to have one concept to fund the true nation's concept: genocide, imperialism, colonialism, all of the above. Now we're starting to see how the power dynamics in the West, specifically America, happens in hierarchies, and that the people at the very tip top have a very different agenda than the ones who are herding the sheep. Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson are just the shepherds, while Biden and his buddies, and God knows who else is unseen in the background, they are intentionally committing genocide for their decided purpose. What and who are we dealing with? What and who are we dealing with, y'all? We gotta look at it from a different angle, please.
That was it about this video. Thank you so much for stopping by. Don't forget to leave your thoughts. There's a lot that are circulating on media right now, and sometimes we don't know what to believe and what to really follow. But we continue praying that things get better, because whatever is happening in the world right now it's so chaotic. I don't know how to explain it better. She has spoken of a lot of things that I didn't know, I wasn't aware of. Don't forget to leave your thoughts kindly. I'm so curious to hear from you. Goodbye for now.